radio. In high school, I became a huge 670 The Score fan and wanted to be part of sports radio. So after trying a couple other things and I'm not really being what I wanted to do, I found my passion for media and especially sports radio at the Illinois Media School. What I enjoy is finding like-minded people like myself that have a passion for the media industry and are willing to do whatever it takes to reach their goals and be what they want to be in this industry. And that's what I like about the students you continue to see at the Illinois Media School. A lot of talent, a lot of drive, and that pushes you to be better as well as making everybody's work better on top of that. My name's Rick Camp. I'm a producer at 670 The Score. I'm an instructor at the Illinois Media School, and I am IMS.
Football 365. We're going to pro football around the world. Thank you, guys. I'm Michael Heim with my co-host Mark Panicki. We're coming to you today live from Bricks Wood Fire Pizza Cafe in Yorktown, Illinois. How are you doing today, Mark?
Really good, Michael, and how are you?
I'm doing great. Can you tell everyone why we're here today at Bricks?
Well, this is an exciting event. We're a partnership with Bricks Ovens Pizza, and they're actually sponsoring I Want Football 365, and we're doing a special event here today as the Chicago Chaos are our special guests and live here at Bricks in Yorktown, as 15% of all net sales will be going back to the Chicago Chaos at the end of the night. So we're real excited about that. The Chaos are here. Everybody's fired up. It's our sixth year in the business, and, you know, we're excited to see them go for their fifth championship in their history. So it's going to be a fun year.
Well, this season starts this weekend.
Well, preseason, actually.
Well, today's especially like the jerseys tonight.
Yes, they're all here grabbing their uniforms for this weekend as they have a preseason game against the, who are we playing? The Lake County Blue Devils, and we're doing it at Westosha Central High School. And it'll be at 7 p.m. kickoff this weekend in Wisconsin, at Salem, Wisconsin. For more information, you can visit ChicagoChaosFootball.com.
And we'll be talking a lot more about the Chaos later on tonight. But let's move on to the first league, the NFL. So the Bears had an interesting pick this weekend.
Well, the NFL has been an interesting weekend. There was obviously, we had the draft. Of course, the Bears.
Yes, that was a big shocker. I was in a restaurant next to a table full of Bears fans, and then as soon as table full of Bear fans, as soon as the pick went in, there was just a shock noise. Someone else likened it to seeing someone get knocked out in the first round of a boxing match. Just oh. So as a Bears fan, what was your ideas about the Trubisky trade and pick?
Well, personally, I'm going to take it a different step. I think it's the next coming of the Polish Bomber, as we talked about last week on the I Want Football 365 show. Ron Jaworski was the original Polish Bomber, and maybe now Mitchell Trubisky is going to be Chicago's Polish Bomber. That's what I'm hoping for, and I'm praying that the Bears know what they're doing.
Well, the Bears have needed a franchise quarterback for years. This was a very defense-heavy draft. But Ryan Pace really hitched his wagon to Mitch Trubisky.
That's right. You know, we asked for a new quarterback, and we have three, so one of them better do the job.
I'm betting on Sanchez.
I'm not.
Well, the Packers, obviously that's my team to cover for you guys. A little less eventful. They traded out of the first round. The real big things of note is you got a couple of good cornerbacks. And the Packers are allergic to defense, so I am glad that they're able to get some corners, hopefully. They got a couple guys out of Wisconsin. Sorry, one guy, outside linebacker, played next to T.J. Watt. His name is Vince Beagle. I don't think he's quite as good as T.J. Watt, but he's pretty good in his own right and should be really helping out the Packers defense.
Well, like I said last show, you know, I don't know how the Bears are going to do this season, but if we can squeeze 2 wins out of the Green Bay Packers, I'd be very happy.
Keep dreaming. I will not actually change the Packers.
Well, yes, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a long season. Time will tell about Mitchell Trubisky, and, you know, majority of Chicago is not happy. I feel like that, he was very highly touted. Everybody wanted to get a piece of him, and everybody was interested. Something must have happened where someone must have told them that they needed to go trade up and get him, and they did. So only time will tell on how he'll be. He looks like he has all the tools to be successful.
Well, you're also not asking him to start week one. That's a huge thing. You
Correct.
have Mike Lennon. He'll be taking over a lot of the reps, preseason, regular season. Well, hopefully that's the plan. that the Bears are going to hatch. But maybe in year 2, year 3, Aaron Rodgers took 3 years off.
That's true. We'll see, have to see. He also played behind Brett Favre. A little bit of a different scenario.
Well, would you want to learn a lot of things from Brett Favre, like decision making and where to go with football?
Maybe toughness and longevity.
Yeah, leadership and
Yeah,
toughness.
and availability is very
Yes.
important.
Yes.
And he definitely had it.
Well, this is a short story, but the first 3 games Aaron Rodgers played as a Packer, he had 3 season-ending injuries. So these were all backup games, came in the 4th quarter during a mop-up or whatever, and I was a little nervous, but time may see that's quite all right. Well, let's go to the next league, the CFL, the Canadian Football League. They got training camps coming up underway.
That's right, and their draft is coming up this Sunday.
Yes. The CFL goes right after the NFL draft. They hope that the Canadian players squeak on by from the draft sports, but looks like the Canadian guys got some love from the Americans. Their top 4 guys on the CFL draft board got drafted. Justin Seeder from Montreal went to the Seahawks. Tony Auclair of Quebec, he went to Tampa Bay. And the Packers got a Manitoba boy, so
There you go.
he'll be used to the frozen tundra. That'll be summer for him. It's so warm in Green Bay compared to Canada.
Right. Well, the other thing with Canada, too, is that, everything's amping up. Now we got the draft coming up, and the season's right underway. People are getting excited and real ready to go for this year to see who's going to be the leading team to get out there and win the Grey Cup this year, which obviously my ticket's in the hat for the Toronto Argonauts, and I believe that they will do what they need to do with the pickup of S.J. Green, and if Ricky Ray could stay healthy, they will mop up the CFL this year.
Well, the Toronto Argonauts, like we said it last time, they've made a lot of noise this offseason getting Mark Trestman back.
Yep, and his partner in crime from the Montreal Alouettes, Jim Pop, is the GM.
Right.
So, they're back together again, and they made beautiful music in Montreal, and I'm hoping they can have even a better tune in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's a tough market for the CFL to crack, so
It is,
all
which
the
is
power to 'em.
surprising to me.
I'm with you on that one. Maple Leafs do have a stranglehold on that city. But the CFL's a little bit of flux right now. They just dropped their commissioner, Orridge. He was only there for 2 or 3 years, I want to say. And he's a very smart guy, and he'll be unemployed just as long as he wants to be, it sounds like. But it looks like he was just too much of a numbers guy. He had all these plans with people's in the seats, had all these stat sheets, but he didn't really get the CFL side of it. 'Cause there's some quirks, like there's a negotiation list where only certain teams can talk to certain American players, kind of getting their draft rights for them almost.
Or as they like to call us when we watch the games, imports.
Right, it's us imports up to the Great North. And he's never really friendly with the reporters. Didn't see the marketing side, the social side of his job. But he's a very intelligent man. He won the Canadian Achievement for Excellence in Sports last year. So this guy has it going on. But in the CFL, it only takes 6 votes to draft a commissioner. I put a 5.
Wow.
I meant 6. That's all it takes. So it doesn't take too much. They switch them all the time.
Sure.
Since 2000, they've only had 2 commissioners last more than 3 years. And Goodell's been the commissioner for how many years? And Tagliabue before him. So.
Well, they always play second seat to us, unfortunately, but
Right.
not in Canada. They're
No.
As far as Canadians are concerned, they take the first seat, and they, even their advertisements show it as such that they say this is our game.
Right. Well, that brings me to Edmonton, because Edmonton has the Oilers in town right now, who are in the playoffs for the first time in years. So, let Edmonton fever, but the Edmonton football team, the Edmonton Eskimos, they are making a lot of news. They fired their GM after doing great for a couple of years, almost turning the franchise around. But the front office didn't like the GM, didn't like how he was doing it, so they're switching out their GMs right before the draft. So right as minicamp start. So we'll see how that goes, but that's been quite the topic of conversation.
Yep, and then obviously the other topic of conversation is hashtag NFL to hashtag CFL, Vince Young.
Right, Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yeah, Saskatchewan Roughriders took a risk on Vince Young this year, and it looks like, it might pay off. He's shown up, and that's, they say the best ability is availability, and he's there, and he's going to show the CFL if he's still got anything left in the tank.
And he's showing that he does so far. He's making the main camp. The Rough Riders. The first day he was there, I remember like he's just a round ball. He won't go anywhere. He can't play in the CFL, and he's shown he's quite the athlete. He's 36 years old. You wouldn't think of it by looking at him. Vince Young is still a beast.
Well, and I kind of hope other people take heed to this message that, if the NFL has stopped calling, that you should take an opportunity to potentially look into the Canadian Football League. There are a handful of players who I will not mention that I wish I could watch them currently play in the CFL. I think like we're missing out on opportunities. I will mention one player in particular, and people roast me over the fire for this all the time, but Tim Tebow.
Right.
I'd like to see him play in the CFL. I saw the magic that this guy could provide in college. I saw some magic happen in the playoffs with the Denver Broncos. And since then, I feel like he hasn't been given a fair shake. Someone just needs to give that guy an opportunity, and he needs to actually
Well, the New York Mets gave him
opportunity.
the opportunity.
Yeah, well, go play football.
But in the CFL, the quarterback's almost more important than the NFL because it's passing almost every play.
It almost is, but you know what's funny is that they do place an emphasis on the run game. Another local product from the Northern Illinois University Huskies, Jordan Lynch.
Right.
He went up there played with the Edmonton Eskimos, was the backup quarterback, but you wouldn't know it because they brought him in on run plays. So if it was second and short, or if it was second and goal, and they had to get in there, they would bring Jordan Lynch in there, and he would pound the ball in there and get them a touchdown. And they won the Grey Cup because of it a year ago.
Right. You'll never see them run on 2nd and 10, but that short yardage situation is just as important in the NFL as the CFL.
That's right. And again, they do have there is more passing because they only have 3 yards to get it done in, but the goal is to establish the run. And if you could do that and you could control the line of scrimmage just like in any game of football, then you're going to find yourself successful.
It always starts at the line, both sides, offense, defense, the line out. All right, well, that covers the CFL. Let's head up to the AFL, the Arena Football League. And there are 2 games this weekend. Yes, we're talking about football is happening now. And we'll cover like 10 games today. So if you like football, there's a lot to watch this weekend, and next weekend is even crazier. So the Washington Valor visited the Cleveland Gladiators. Gladiators had not won this year. Wasn't looking pretty, but they started off strong. Pretty even halfway through, and then third quarter, the Gladiators just blew up the Valor. I'll have to give the T.T. Tolliver. You might remember his name a little bit. He was on the Rams during the Super Bowl run. Practice squad. I don't know if he got on the active roster or not, but heck of an athlete, 40 years old, and he was making people look foolish.
And he's an AFL legend.
Oh, this guy, yes. Every time the ball goes his way, you just know it's going to be caught.
Yeah, I mean, he's got sure hands. I mean, he's still out there. And again, at 40 years old, he's just it's been remarkable watching him play.
And when he just gasses people you know are half his age, because that literally does happen sometimes in the AFL.
Yep.
Just amazing.
Yeah, so what a great weekend for football, like you said.
Well, Cleveland outscored the Valor 27-7 in the second half. Cleveland got the first win of the year, so they improved to 1-3. Washington dropped to 1-2. Then the other game was the Philadelphia Soul. They were hosting the Baltimore Brigade, and the Philadelphia Soul, they're defending champions. They're really the team of the league. You're going to hear this every time I talk about the Soul. The Soul won. It's really the Philadelphia Soul and the Tampa Bay Storm are the 2 real teams in the AFL right now. And
the Soul are owned by our Polish bomber, Ron Jaworski.
Yes.
Again, how many more times can I find myself saying that in this episode?
The Polish bomber senior. So
that's right.
He's got his ARP card for the Polish bomber.
He's a proud AFL owner. And he's also someone that we'll talk about as the season goes on, because he's also one of the owners of the China Arena Football League. So if anyone appreciates football 365 days a year, it's my buddy Ron Jaworski.
Yes. And even some of the people on the Baltimore Brigade came from the China Arena Football League.
It's true.
Year.
As a matter of fact, our local product here, Big Play Reggie Gray, plays on the Baltimore Brigade, and unfortunately he got injured this past coming weekend. So our thoughts and prayers are with you, Reggie.
Get better.
Hoping that you can get back out there and show everybody why you're one of the best in the league to do it.
Well, going back to the Polish bomber senior, must have been real proud of Hollis, the linebacker. He got 2 interceptions. He was all over the field, 6.5 tackles. You'll be hearing his name all year long too.
Oh, for sure.
Well, that's going to take us to a break,
yes.
And we'll be back with the indoor leagues back in a bit on I Want Football 365.
See you soon.
Promotional consideration for
in high school, I became a huge 670 score fan and wanted to be part of.
Do you enjoy spending time with your faithful companion? Do you wish you could help? awesome goodie bag, and have tons of fun. If you don't have a dog, then walk with one of our current foster dogs and make their day. The hikes will be held on Saturday, May 13th at the Van Patten Woods Forest Preserve in Wadsworth, Illinois from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our website at www.adoptahusky.com by Friday, April 28th to register. No donation is too small to make a difference.
I got started at IMS here as an instructor a couple years back after I'd heard a couple of people I worked with were also instructors here. And after being in the industry of radio and sports phone and TV and play-by-play for as long as I have been, I figured that it would be a good thing to come on out. I had some free time. Come on out and help out some of the people that want to be the next people involved in these kind of things, next people that hit the radio airwaves and also do play-by-play. So I thought it was a great idea and a great place to do it at. When I'm here, it's great because there's always somebody that has either heard me, has wanted to meet me, and once they meet me, I explain to them, okay, it wasn't that big a deal. But if I'm always here if you need help with developing what you're passionate about, and that's what most people come here for. They have a passion. They want to do something. They want to do radio play-by-play. They want to do sports talk. They want to do updates, whatever it may be. I love being here and helping them become better at what they're trying to work at. And it's great because the one thing about the students is they're really good at listening to criticisms. Once you get into the business, it's difficult because people all think that, okay, I've made it. But here at the school, everybody wants to get better. And that's one of the better things, and one of the things I really enjoy about it is they'll come and they'll say, how can I make this better? And I always tell them I'm going to be super critical of everything I tell them because that's the only way they're going to get better. And it's great because every student I've talked to enjoys that because they all want to get better. And that's one of the things I love about it. My name is Fred Hubner. I work at ESPN 1000 as a host and sports anchor. I am an instructor here at the Lombard campus of the Illinois Media School, and I am IMS.
I got started at IMS through a good friend of mine and a colleague at 670 The Score, Rick Camp, who knew I was an instructor at other universities and knew I was looking to get into a place with passionate students who know what they want to do. They know this is what they want to do for a living, and I have absolutely found that in my time here at IMS. The students are driven, they're passionate about broadcasting, radio, TV, internet, every asset of broadcasting they are completely passionate about, and it's very refreshing for me having come from a university where students are obsessed with their general eds and other things that distract them from their major. These students here are here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to break into the broadcasting business, and it's some of the best and brightest young talent I've seen in my 16 years in the industry. My name is Jay Zawatsky. I'm an executive producer for 670 The Score. I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
Start with a thought. Think. Work with the client. Brainstorm. Brainstorm some more. Break? No, not enough time. More ideas. More designs. Pick an idea. Make a plan. Stop. Check the plan. Love the plan. Do the plan. Go. Draw the logo. Get some input. Scratch that. Find a new perspective. Revise. Revise some more. New logo. New design. Okay. Grab the materials. Get the guys. Work. Keep working. It's all about the quality. Keep going. Finish. Polish. Get the job done. Make the client happy. Make them proud. Celebrate. Make it easy to brand their company. Mark your space. Chicagoland's premier sign company.
I Want Football 365 live today from Bricks Woodfire Oven Pizza Cafe, Yorktown, Illinois.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Real excited about it. Now we're to the second segment of our show here, ready to talk about the indoor football leagues, specifically the Indoor Football League.
Well, Mark, a couple of games played this week. Let's go with one of your personal teams. Let's go with the Arizona Rattlers.
The Rattlers jumping from the AFL to the IFL this year, first year in the league. And, of course, they do what they do. They continue to dominate.
Well, they jumped ship with a couple different teams with the AFL. It has a kind of broke apart almost. AFL is healthy. I don't want to give any doom and gloom stuff. But there was kind of a short exodus.
Yes.
The Jacksonville Sharks went to the National Arena League. The Rattlers went to the IFL, obviously, along with the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yes, and then the Spokane Empire are with them as now as well.
Yes. Well, the Arizona Rattlers took on my Green Bay Blizzard, and it did not go well for my Green Bay Blizzard.
A cold day for the Blizzard.
That was a good one. But that's going to happen a lot of times when we talk about the Arizona Rattlers in the IFL.
Yes, they are a superior team. They know how to put a good team together, and they've got the experience. They've won multiple championships. Granted, in the Arena Football League, the Indoor Football League is a different beast,
yes,
but they are there to show that they can compete and stay with all the other teams in the league.
Well, we don't want to leave out the big dogs IFL, and these guys are from the IFL, I believe. I don't think they're ever in the AFL. The Sioux Falls Storm.
Wow, they're just they are the New England Patriots of the IFL.
I'd agree with that.
That's a great way to put it. They understand what it takes to win every year, and you always find them in the hunt to potentially win a championship.
How many championships have they won in the last 10 years?
I want to say it's 6.
That sounds about right. It is amazing. Last week they had their first loss, came right back this week. Not even an issue. They just rolled up their sleeves and back to town.
Very rarely do they follow up a loss with another one.
Very rarely they have a loss of follow-up.
Very true.
Yeah. Well, next we have the CIF, the Champions Indoor Football League. And there's 4 games this week. This is a pretty exciting one. We're going to start the Omaha Beef because that was an exciting game, as usual. Down to the wire. They played the Salina Liberty, and the Salina Liberty have not won yet this year. Tough on their luck, but they jumped out to a 16-3 start. And I don't know what you thought when that happened. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I was shocked. And then for the Beef to actually crawl back and win in that game was definitely a nail-biter.
Defense tightened up. They only had one more touchdown, I believe, the rest of the way. But the way that ended was pretty amazing. It was last-second field goal kicks back and forth to win it. 41 seconds left. The Omaha Beef put the go-ahead field goal, and then seconds running out on the clock. Salinas tries a 40-yarder, doesn't quite go in. So by the breath, Omaha
it's real rough
out.
when a game ends up on the kicker's foot. It's hard for everybody to accept and understand whether expect it to go in and it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, you're on the losing end of that.
Yeah, and I always think if you're going to play with the kicker missing last one, well, there's a whole hour of football that happened before that. Anything could have happened.
That's true.
Everyone made a few mistakes. Can't let all in the kicker,
But unfortunately, perception is
Perception's
reality.
everything.
And then when it comes down to it, that everyone will remember the last play versus what happened before that.
Wide right, Buffalo Bills.
Unless you're a coach. Then the coach will tell you we lost the game before that ever happened.
Right. The one person saying that line.
That's right.
Him and the kicker.
That's right.
Well, another good one was a Dodge City Law versus KC Phantoms.
Another real close game.
So this is the second one out of 4 games, down to the wire, 62-61. Dodge City Law over KC Phantoms. You can't get much closer than that.
No.
Again, this is one of those tight the whole way through. I think the biggest margin was maybe 2 scores.
And this is what the fans come to see.
Right,
They
it's-
want a high-scoring offense. You want to see a close game, a competitive game, and they gave it to you.
Right, and the games are always tight. One thing that kind of helps, not a lot of video yet in a lot of the defenses, but as it's coming more and more, I think it'll be a little bit tighter defense. But
Sure, as time goes on, the defenses start to figure out to get more tape on the teams. They start recognizing with the plays that the other teams are going to do, and they start to clamp down. At the end of the day, you want to score lots of offense in the indoor and arena leagues.
Right.
But what it comes down to, if you can get that stop,
Yeah.
if you can hold them just one time, that could change the entire game.
And the next game is a game that had none of that. I watched it. I thought there was only 2 stops. I might have miscounted. But why'd you even show up if you're on the defense? This is the game of the week.
I can't wait to talk about this one.
Yes, Amarillo Venom hosted the Texas Revolutions. And my gosh,
What a game.
should we start out with how it went, or should we go right to the final score?
Go to the final score, and then we'll talk about how it went, because I don't even believe the final score, as I believe it was a record-breaking all-time score.
Well, it wasn't too much. It was just 96-95.
Just only 96-95. Now, if I could ask you something, if you were to score 95 points in an indoor football game, I'm guessing you would think you would win, not the Amarillo Venom.
Right.
They were 1 point away, and if I'm correct, it's the most amount of points the Amarillo have ever scored in a game. I will have to double-check on that. But then to lose by 1 point, 96-95. Oh, and by the way, I forgot, your surefire kicker, Amarillo Venom, missed at the end. Here we go again with kickers. He missed the extra point, and it allowed the Texas Revolution, led by Chris Dixon II, another one of those all-time greats. He's already in the Indoor Football Hall of Fame. How many people get to the Hall of Fame and then come out of
back.
retirement? Doesn't happen. Well, not only did he come out of retirement, he led them to a 96-95 victory. Kudos to you, Chris Dixon. You're
Amazing.
my hero.
Well, the game started off great. The very first kickoff hit his own teammate, which was literally to his right. I don't know. The announcer called it a shankopotamus. I almost lost it just off of that right there. He knew it was going to be a good game. But within the first minute, it was 7-7. Right away, touchdowns were being kicked off. Michael Dyer, number 5 for the Revolution, he was everywhere. He had a rushing touchdown. He had 3 reception touchdowns. He had a kickoff return. It was everywhere. You just kept hearing his name all day. It was Dixon to Dyer, Dixon to Dyer.
And it's just remarkable. And he, as we'll talk about a little bit later, he was the player of the week, offensive player of the week in the CIF.
I believe it. And then Joe Adams, he had a couple of return touchdowns too for the Revolution. And once you have all the return touchdowns, you're putting a lot of pressure on your offense. And they were doing a great job.
Well, the Revolution have everybody on notice. If they weren't on anyone's radar, they are now, and they should be taken seriously.
If they're not on your radar and you're in the league, you have a bad radar, and you should just you have a lot of problems.
Right.
I just couldn't believe it. I don't want to harp on saying that 100 times, but one of the best games I've seen. Back-to-back score changes in the final 2 minutes of the game. This is as you see it football.
And you know what? This is actually why we want to make sure that we point this out. Not only is there football on every week, but every once in a while there's a game of the week like this one, and we'll start pointing it out to you on iWantFootball365.com as the game of the weekend to watch. Everybody's out there still, clamoring over the NFL draft, and some of you are clamoring over the CFL draft and what's about to happen. But what about happening now? And now are some unbelievable games, and if you missed it, I highly recommend going to eversporttv.com, if I'm correct.
Correct.
And you get an opportunity to go there and watch that game, watch the replay.
Or
eversport.tv. Eversport.tv, correction. And get a chance to check that out. You will see an amazing game. If you're looking to just watch what indoor football is supposed to be all about, that embodied it right there.
So those are 3 games we just talked about, went down to the last minute. So exciting football playing. The last game, the West Michigan Ironmen, the Sioux City Bandits. Last week, the Bandits went to Michigan and lost for the first game of the season.
Huge upset.
Huge upset. But then Sioux City put the world back on its rightful place. West Michigan is a good team, but Sioux City is just really the cream of that league, or one of the best teams in that league. I shouldn't say the best.
Absolutely one of the best teams in that league. Champions last year, if I'm correct. And on top of it, you know what? Again, they must have just had some of the flu or something the week before. Something must have just happened to hiccup. Every once in a while, people get a tad bit disinterested, and when they do, they have to relock, re-aim, and get back out there and get back to winning ways.
All right, so next week, the CIF has a full slate of games. It is ridiculous.
It's going to be a good weekend to watch football.
All right, so let's start off with the first pick, Mark Kunicki. I had the Revolution at Salina Liberty.
Salina Liberty. Liberty don't stand a chance. Chris Dixon is going to light them up again. If they don't score 150 points, I'd be surprised.
I'm going to go with Revolution too. Michael Dyer, great player. I just want to see him play more. KC Phantom at Omaha.
I want to go with Omaha. I know Phantoms have been a little bit tough, but I got to root for my guys over in Omaha. As you know, we got hashtag chaos to hashtag beef, and we got to show him a little love out there, Anthony Ionati. Hopefully he's enjoying his season, and hopefully the beef can there's a lot of hometown products over on the beef, actually, but he just happens to be the one that we pay attention to the most. And they won this past weekend, and I'm going to push for them to win this weekend as well.
I wish I could go the same, but I have to give it to KC on this one.
You're going to go with the Phantoms, huh?
Yeah, so hopefully
Phantoms.
the Chaos will not attack me as I leave for talking down their old quarterback. All right, Bloomington Edge at Ironmen.
Obviously, the Ironmen have been very tough this year, and it's been a surprise. They've given everybody their all every time they go. They're very well prepared, and they always seem to give a good fight to the team. However, I do have to give the nod to the Edge. The Edge are very well coached by Coach Amir Ismail. He's always got them ready to go. Granted, so do the other team, but guess what? The Edge are going to overpower them, and they're going to show them what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Edge on that one, too. All right, so I have the Dodge City versus Wichita Falls.
I'm going to have to go. This should be the game of the week.
Really?
I believe so.
We heard it here first.
Yes, the Law is going to be give a tough fight, but the Wichita Falls Nighthawks are going to overpower them. I think you're going to see a flip in the script. I think the Law are going to slip up this week because they had such a hard game last week.
A trap game?
Yep.
This week? All right, Mark. I'm gonna go with the safer bet. Maybe not so safe. I'm gonna go with Dodge City. The 7-1 Dodge City over 3-4 Wichita Falls, but Mark Kunicki could be right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the upset on that one.
All right, I got the Centex Cavalry at the Dallas Marshals.
Cavalry versus the Marshals. I am not sure which direction this will head, but I am going to go with the Marshals. I think the Marshals are going to take them, and I think we'll see. It could be a close game.
I'm going to give it to Centex. They're looking for their first win. This is an intra-state attack, so they won't go too far. It's not like they're going all the way to Iowa. Well, Texas is huge. But hopefully this will be a trap game for them to come across. All right.
Absolutely.
And the next one, Duke City Gladiators at Amarillo Venom.
Oh, that's another tough one. The Gladiators are a tough team, but I think the Amarillo Venom are going to be burnt in the rear end, I guess you could say, after last week's loss to the Revolution. I think that 1-point loss is not going to distract them from coming back and actually kicking some butt this week.
Oh, they'll have some motivation this week.
Yes, fangs up.
And then the Bandits at the Bucks.
The Bandits at the Bucks. I gotta go. This is the pick. It's the easy picking for me. It's the Bandits. The Bucks are too new, and the Bandits just have the pedigree.
Just to be different, I'm going with the Bucks. Just to do that
There's
to you,
Mark.
Nicky. There you
So
go.
that's your upset of the week. We'll see.
All right.
I think there's going to be a deer in headlights in that one, sir.
All right. So next league, the National Arena League. Let's start off with the Jacksonville Sharks. We kind of start off with them. They had a good game. They took care of business in Columbus.
Yeah, the Sharks always take care of business, and they're a very superior team in a league that is not as superior as what they are. And I think there's like maybe the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks that I mentioned before that are going to potentially give them a run for their money. But I'm interested to see who can actually take out the Jacksonville Sharks. The week that happens, then the clock will stop.
Well, this is the first year for the Jacksonville Sharks in the NAL, I believe. And so it takes a while for other teams to play up to that level.
It's true.
the coaches that coach up. There's a lot of domino effects.
Well, the Jacksonville Sharks have an unbelievable, great organization.
Yep.
They've retained a lot of their talent. They still got Tommy Grady out there. They still have the boss Ross at running back, who's the all-time rushing leader of the AFL, going into the NAL, and he still has what it takes in the tank to get out there and push that ball
every week. All right, so then let's go to the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks. They did an okay game. See, Corpus Christi scored 20 on them, so Lehigh put up 95 points.
95 points, not too shabby.
No, it's kind of hard to score that many points and let your defense stay that committed, because it's a little easy to let them go, I'll even stop playing, we scored enough, you have a good day.
Well, Lehigh Valley is another one of those organizations that's right up there with the Jacksonville Sharks. They definitely have a first-class organization, and they know how to win. And so at the end of the day, I still believe you'll see the Steelhawks and the Sharks in the championship game, but time will tell.
I do have a soft spot for Monterey just because they play in a different country, but I don't know.
Monterey Steel and Mexico aren't happening.
And the Georgia Firebirds, they hosted the Dayton Wolfpack. And I got to give it to Dayton Wolfpack. They don't have a home stadium. They always play on the road, and they almost pulled this one out. It was 35-32. Georgia Firebirds did hold on, but they came sniffing.
Well, I got a special place in my heart for the Wolfpack. As you know, I love my Huskies and Wolves, and so
yes.
And since they don't have a home and I like to rescue dogs, maybe the Wolfpack can actually find a home next year. Maybe we could point them in the right direction.
Well, they are visiting Lehigh Valley Steelhawks next week.
Sorry, Wolfpack, as much as I like your name, it's not going to cut. It's not going to work for you this year.
Lehigh Valley might take that one.
Lehigh Valley might take that one to 100.
My team, the Monterey Steel at Columbus Lions.
Columbus Lions are going to smoke them.
Really?
Smoke the Steel.
I'm going with the Steel. I'll stick up for you guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, good luck.
And then Corpus Christi Rage visiting Jacksonville. You guys probably know where both can go with this one.
This actually could be tougher than it sounds.
Really?
Well, because the Rage put up a little bit of a fight last week. No, they didn't.
That was a huge egg.
Obviously, I'm kidding. It was awful. The Sharks are going to smoke them too.
Yep. Which means that the Sharks lose by 40 now. We're just so confident about it. All right, so we do have Players of the Week.
Yes, we're excited to talk about that. We'll start off with the Offensive Players of the Week.
Well, let me start off with Michael Dyer. I talked about him a little earlier. He just stole the show. He was there every play, it seemed like. Kickoff return, rushing touchdown, 3 receptions, and he just lit it up.
5 touchdowns on the game. It was already the play of the game of the week.
Right.
Between the Revolution and the Amarillo Venom, and of course someone had to be named the Player of the Week, and why not from that game?
Dixon had a good game, but Dyer really was on every play because there's like 4 kickoff or return touchdowns where he could just, I was like, I'm gonna sit my lazy boy. I'm reclining a little bit. Thank you guys.
10 carries for 86 yards and 4 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 27 yards and a touchdown. Dixon to Dyer. That's all you had to hear all game long.
All right, who is it we have up next?
Next, we have, pardon me.
We're professionals, ladies and gentlemen.
Real professional here.
We use our iPhones as we Google.
Offensive Player of the Week in the NAL was Darius Prince.
From the Steelhawks.
From the Steelhawks, and again, that shouldn't surprise. They always have someone in the mix for a Player of the Week.
When you score 95 points and win, you'll probably get a Player of the Week in the offense.
Yes, correct. Unlike the 95 points that the Amarillo Venom got, they didn't get any Players of the Week this week. But yes, congratulations to Darius Prince, as you are the Offensive Player of the Week in the NAL this week. And then for the CIF, we have...
I got a feeling... Oh, no, that was Michael Dyer, the CIF, the IFL.
Oh, the IFL is what I was looking for. I apologize. I lost my train of thought here. Here we go.
Well, we'll get that back to you after the break.
Oh, here it is. Daryl Monroe from the Arizona Rattlers.
Oh, okay.
Of course. And he had 142 rushing yards, a touchdown. He averaged 8.9 yards per carry. Wait a minute.
These are very small fields.
Right.
You start real close to people.
It's a 50-yard field, and this guy averaged 8.9 yards per carry. You think they figured out something against the defense that day? I believe
they might have
so.
saw something in the film room.
That's pretty remarkable. You don't hear too many games where someone has 8.9 yards per carry in regular football, let alone indoor.
Right. Well, in NFL or the Canadian Football League, you can break off an 80-yard run and really skew those stats. His max is 49. As far as he can go on any one run. So to do it consistently is very amazing in that.
Remarkable. And then now let's go to the defensive players of the week. We're real excited about this.
All right.
We've got David Highland of the Jacksonville Sharks, defensive back. Of course, again, the Jacksonville Sharks smoked them, so it was a matter of time before someone had to get defensive player of the week. They made some stops. They did what they had to do, and the offense showed up. And, of course, the defense did what they had to do to make sure the other team didn't score. And that's why David Highland's the defensive player of the week. And so after that, for the IFL, we have James Calhoun of the Screaming Eagles. And I got to tell you, he had a hell of a weekend. 3 interceptions, an interception returned for a touchdown and 7 tackles. That will have everybody take notice in the IFL this week, and people will not be throwing his direction.
There are not very many pick sixes in the indoor leagues. Just again, there's not a lot of space to run around from guys, and there's a lot of guys in that little space. I think there's only been a few. I think the lead right now is 2 all year. So if you get one in a game, along with 2 other picks on top of that, you're doing work.
Yeah, you're definitely changing the course of a game. I mean, it's already damaging enough to get 1 interception, but then when you add on a second and a third, it takes the life out of the other team. And their offense is sitting on the sidelines and just looking at the other team constantly scoring.
You're in the quarterback's head, you're in the offense coordinator's head, you're in the center's head at that point.
Well, and also now from the Champions Indoor Football League, we have Brandon Jenkins as the Defensive Player of the Week for the Kansas City Phantoms.
Really?
Yes. 4 tackles, 2 for losses, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 blocked field goals. That's right, folks. 2 blocked field goals.
That's pretty amazing.
As if it wasn't enough to do 1 in a game, he did 2.
He's just trying to shove make everyone else feel like slackers.
He obviously has a basketball background.
And there's not a lot of rushing in the AFL, the indoor leagues. And when there is, it goes usually north-south. It's not like the NFL, they go swing back and forth. So you don't get a lot of negative yardage in the indoor league. So to have 2 tackles for loss, that means you blew up a play.
That's right.
Twice.
Well, yes.
And you got a fumble recovery. He's doing work.
It takes. It's good that he got a chance to shine and show them what he's all about.
Oh, he did.
Now for the we have the Special Teams Player of the Week in the NAL. We have Brandon Renford. Lehigh Valley Steelhawks again. Of course, that was one hell of a game where they ran up the score. And, of course, there was going to be more Lehigh Valley Steelhawks.
You return some kickoffs for touchdowns, you're going to be on there.
That's right. It's not easy to return a kickoff in such a close, confined area. When you're running that football back, you've got 7 players that are running at you in a confined space. It's hard to find openings.
Yes.
So in the Indoor Football League, we have Tyler Williams from the Nighthawks. And he is a Special Teams Player of the Week. He had 4 touchdowns, 226 all-purpose yards, and 139 return yards.
So most of his yards were return yards.
Yes.
That's amazing.
139 return yards. Again, folks, it is a 50-yard field, so do the math. This guy actually took it to the house a couple of times, and he showed everybody what he was all about.
And remember, they won 95-28. So there weren't too many kickoffs to him.
That's right.
He's doing work also. And then this is my favorite one, the kicker for the Omaha Beef.
Champions Indoor, Special Teams Player of the Week, Benny Hanafy.
Yeah, he was the one who hit the field goal at the end of the game against the Salina Liberty in the field goal contest. He is the one who came out standing. So
Way to
win
go,
the game.
Benny. Congratulations on it. They won
it.
the game on your foot. I mean, obviously, we talked about a lot of kickers that lost the game for their teams, and at least someone's getting recognized for winning one of those games. Way to go, Benny.
All right, well, we are way overdue for a commercial break, so we'll be back in just a few minutes on I Want Football 365.
See you soon.
Promotional consideration for I Want Football 365 here live in Lombard, Illinois is brought to you by Bright Star Care. When your child, parent, or other loved one needs a little care in their home or other setting, turn to Bright Star Care of Chicago and LaGrange. They provide personalized premium care to pediatric and geriatric clients in any setting with their non-medical services and skilled nursing services based on individual needs. Bright Star Care does all of this by providing a higher standard of care delivered by care experts, which has earned them the Joint Commission accreditation and high client satisfaction scores. Their commitment to quality professional care with registered nurses overnight on all home care cases and the 24/7 team availability ability to respond to any service needs truly makes them a premium organization. Call Bright Star Care of Chicago and LaGrange to further discuss their services for all ages that will meet your individual needs. You can find them at www.brightstarcare.com/Chicago or www.brightstarcare.com/LaGrange, or call, if in Chicago, 312-382-8888, and for LaGrange and the surrounding suburbs, call 708-551-2500.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com. I want to have a job in something I love. I want to have fun and meet new people. I want to be social. The Illinois Media School has so many cool things they offer for me and their students. With the amount of stuff you learn, there's no way you won't succeed. You'll learn how to do a voiceover, how to use camera equipment. I mean, actual hands-on. You can even host your own radio or TV show. All of our instructors actually work in the industry too. So go to beonair.com and start your future in broadcasting today.
What brought me to IMS was a passion for broadcasting. Ever since I was a child, I would listen to Bulls games with Chris Ranji post-game, and I would actually call the radio station at home, and then I would record it on my tape recorder and listen back to my call. But that's my cheesy story, of course. But what brought me to it is just a passion for it. I love hearing people talk, hearing their opinions. I love listening to sports. I love watching sports, and I love the whole shebang of it. It's just an amazing industry. It's an amazing atmosphere to be in, and you know, I've enjoyed everything about IMS. I enjoyed my time teaching here. I love the students. The students are so passionate about what they're doing, and it's always fun to see when you come into class the next day, their want to be in class. It's rare that you see that from students. Because it's the typical, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Now with this program, with IMS, you see students wanting to be here and wanting to succeed, obviously, to get that first job and to make a living. But you know, describing the students here at IMS is just amazing. They're great. They're great students. They're great people. They come from all different backgrounds. The diversity is crazy on campus. And it's a great time too, because not only are we learning, but we're networking. We're making new friendships, and even with myself, students are talking to me, asking about how I did it, how I came up on the ranks, and things of that nature. And it's been an amazing time with these students here. And even myself, just me in the industry, I've had the pleasure of working with so many industry professionals, from sports to entertainment, and now, of course, me, as I do my own TV show and working with Kendall Gill, a former NBA veteran, and his show. It's just a great time. And not only are we obviously making a living, but we're enjoying what we're doing. So it's just a great time. IMS have made that possible for me, and it's making it possible for all these students here as well. My name is Tony Lopez. I am the host of TLO TV and the host of The Parlay featuring Kendall Gill, and I am IMS.
Hi, my name is Peyton Adams. I work for US 99.5 in Chicago, and the reason I came to the Illinois Media School to be a teacher was because I didn't have a mentor growing up in the business, I should say. I did a lot of learning on my own, kind of going out there in the world and just exploring and learning as I go. When I got my first radio job, I really didn't know anything. It was just a learning curve from there, and I had a few people help me along the way, but I felt like this would be a great place for me to come and utilize my skills and my talents to help these students get to the next level. I love to be here. I love to be a part of their daily activities and help them and guide them and help them with editing, help them build their confidence and just really find who they are and find their voice and what they want to do. The students that attend here, it can be a mixture of anybody fresh out of high school to somebody in their 50s. And that's what I like about it here, is that you get a mixture of everybody. You get people who are, young and eager and hungry, and people who have already had careers that kind of want to do what their dream is and live out their dreams. So the students here are driven, they're focused, they're ready, and they want it. And that's what I love so much about teaching here, is just seeing the creativity and hearing about what their ideas are and seeing what they do and what kind of projects they do. It's really a great environment for like-minded people that want to excel. And that's one thing that I noticed in all the students here, is they just really do a great job in grabbing the bull by the horns and going for it. So I really love that about working with them. My name is Peyton Adams. I work for US 99.5 on air, and I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
Welcome back, everyone. I Want Football 365. Thanks for being here. We're real excited to be here at Bricks Wood-Fired Pizza and Cafe. They're having a great time. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mark's mom.
So, yeah, we're here back. We're going to wrap up this show tonight.
Yeah, start with the LFL, finish that one up.
The Legends Football League. And there was only one game this past weekend, and really it's the only team in the league that we need to be talking about. It's our hometown Chicago Bliss. And
they took a whooping stick out to Denver with them.
Denver Dream. They fell into a nightmare. It was 93-6. That's right, folks. 93-6. That's like the third time we've got an opportunity to talk about scores in the 90s this past weekend. Well, the Bliss are no different. They came out and showed everyone that they wanted to be a part of the news as well. They've won 3 championships over the past 4 years, and I don't doubt that they're going to win their 4th one this year.
Well, that Seattle team's real tough, but man, when you win by 87 points,
it's kind of rough. I mean, that must have been one hell of a game for those girls. They must have been out there just having a great time to run up that score and not care.
One half the teams had a great time. My hat's off to the Denver Dream. That had to be awful. I've been on the receiving ends a few wallopings in my football days. That was awful. I never had 87 points scored on me.
I have to say I'm lucky. I've never been a part of the demolishing like that, but I like to give them whenever possible.
Yes, well, hats off to the Denver Dream because they knew it was going to be a learning game. We'll see how it goes for it, but good job, Chicago Bliss.
Yeah, Chicago Bliss go all the way this year.
Let's talk about the other Chicago female team we talk about often, the Chicago Force.
Our Chicago Force, we're big fans of them, and this past weekend they actually had something to prove. The 2-time defending champion Washington Divas, they went out there to go play them. That's quite a road game to go on. That was a hell of a haul. Yes. And then they won in the final minute, 28-21. Way to go, Chicago Force. We're real proud of you. Way to come back with the win.
Yeah, 55 seconds left. They rushed in the touchdown to seal the game. The quarterbacks for the Chicago Force are amazing. It's been impressing me. They had good throws all game long. The receiving end is a little tough to watch sometimes. A lot of balls hit the ground they shouldn't have, but...
Well, unfortunately, they're just still getting into their rhythm. This is only the second game that they've actually played. They've won all their games. Unfortunately, 2 of them were forfeits.
Yeah, and then to go to the East Coast, Washington, D.C., to play defending champions and win on their home field. Hats off, Chicago Force.
It's got to make you feel pretty good walking into the rest of the season that we're actually going to get a good shot at winning the entire thing.
Well, we might have the 2 best female teams in the nation here in Chicago.
I don't think it's a might. I think it is. I think we genuinely have the 2 best female football teams in the entire United States. Way to go, Chicago Bliss and the Force this weekend. You came home with both the W's.
Good job, but let's bring it back to why we're here today at Bricks.
And why are we here? As you can see, I'm daunting the red and black. The Chicago Chaos, we are here. We're a minor league football team. They've been around for 6 years, 69-11 record. Our goal is to help players move on to the next level, whether it's in indoor arena football or since they don't lose their eligibility when they play for us, we try to help them get back into college if they haven't lost their eligibility.
Well, you've gotten kids at Elmhurst?
Yes, correct. Elmhurst College. Shout out to Matt Brockman.
Good
Way
job,
to go,
mate.
buddy. He was a MVP of our championship game in 2015 when we won our 4th straight championship. But by the way, mentioning that too, 4 championships in the past 6 years.
Yes.
And we are looking to get our 5th. We're in the MSFL this year. The league has upgraded what they're doing. And this weekend, our season starts off, the preseason, I should say, as we're going up
I made
to
the same
Wisconsin.
mistake, don't worry.
Yeah, preseason game. We're going to play the Lake County Blue Devils, 7 o'clock in Wisconsin, Salem, Wisconsin. If you want the address, we'll post it on ChicagoChaosFootball.com.
And not a lot of the teams in this league are giving the Chaos much thought.
No, they're not. We're kind of coming in under the radar, in my opinion. We've been in the GFL for the past 5 years, and upgrading to the MSFL, I think some of these teams aren't necessarily giving the Chaos their due. They're kind of like, yeah, you won 4 championships, but it was in the GFL. Come try doing that in the MSFL. And I think they're prepared. I've had an opportunity of watching them, and you came to last week's practice. Right. I mean, these guys are practicing hard.
The practice was tight. It was on schedule. Guys were hitting harder in practice than I've seen in a lot of games.
And, you know, we do have a lot of championship pedigree. A lot of our guys have returned. They've won championships before. Then you got some guys who have not won championships before that are actually here and they're hungry and they want that first ring. And, of course, the organization wants their 5th.
Right. I'm rooting for them. And Bricks today is doing a fundraiser for Chicago Chaos. Thank you very much, Bricks.
Yeah, we're loving Bricks here. I mean, the pizzas are amazing.
Yes.
I had Rick's Club earlier today. What a great sandwich. If you get an opportunity, please come out to Bricks in Yorktown and enjoy some great food. The beer, you can tell, is flowing from the taps, and everybody's having a good time.
Yeah,
the place is packed.
Place is packed. Beer is good. Food is great, and it's cheap.
Oh,
I
yeah.
also had the Rick's Club, and
inexpensive.
Inexpensive. My apology. Great value.
But no, it's been a great opportunity for us to be out here on location. It's our first show in front of a live audience, so we're appreciative of that. Thank you to the Chicago Chaos for showing up and giving us support tonight. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to this Saturday's game. And next show is for the I Want Football 365. Will be on the 17th.
May 17th,
So
Wednesday.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks. We're going to take next week off to have a little bit of a breather. So when we come back on the 17th, we're going to have so much football to talk about. It's going to make your ears bleed.
All right, I'm Michael Hahn. This is Mark Kronicki. I'm saying goodbye for both of us. See you next time, guys.
You got it. Take care.
Final consideration for I Want Football 365 is brought to you by the following. Tooker Flags, the official penalty and challenge flags of the Chicago Chaos. Also, consideration for I Want Football 365 is brought to you by the Chicago Chaos. Check out their 2017 season with broadcast powered by the Illinois Media School. And for more information, go to ChicagoChaosFootball.com. Also brought to you by PartyGuardChicago.com. You want to have fun? Well, make sure you do it in a safe way. And with more information on that, go to PartyGuardChicago.com. I Want Football 365 is also brought to you by Workup Fitness. Workup Fitness coming soon to an area near you.
So I originally got started out of the Illinois Media School, formerly the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, through a radio ad that I saw on The Score. At the time, I wanted to be on the radio because that sounded super cool. But while I was at school there, I got to learn lots of other skills, and that got me interested in directing, which is what I do now here at WIFR. I am in charge of the newscasts and prepare them and execute them during the live news shows. While I was at Illinois Media School, I was able to get the basis of skills that allowed me to get this job, and I learned how to operate cameras and work on the equipment, and that helped me greatly in getting this job. As far as school students, you know, you got a chance to meet with lots of different types of people and you know, collaborate with them and work on projects together, and I feel like that gives you a great chance to learn how to work in the industry, because you're always going to be working with people, and it just helps you get a feel for what it's actually like out there. My name is Ben Force. I am the Senior Director at WIFR in Rockford, Illinois, and I am IMS.